Hello, I've no idea how this is going to work, and I think it's probably going to be one of the worst produced videos I've ever done, which is saying a lot for my given my standards. But yeah, it's filming it on my phone, and I'm assuming it's going to be quite a bit of moving around, so it might be a bit dynamic. Apologies if there's any well, there's going to be a lot of shaky cam going on. Don't want to make anyone feel seasick, but we'll have a go. This is basically in response to Gary a little while ago called me out to show off my unpainted figures. There's quite a lot, so I'm going to whip through them fairly quickly. YouTube doesn't generally like me trying to upload videos of more than 15 minutes, so I'm going to try and whip through a lot of stuff in less than 15 minutes. But yeah, it's just an overview. I think yeah, then they say the first part of dealing with a problem is to admit you've got one, so this is me starting out on the road to dealing with my problem. Yeah, what it does show, I think, is that in terms of lockdown, lots of downsides to it. But one thing I'm just not going to go wrong is I'm not going to run out of figures to paint, and as I think that will become clear over the next few minutes. But anyway, these are what I'm working on at the moment. Just some French infantry. I'll put a better video up, and when they're finished, they're just put the base coats and washes on them at the moment, so I'll highlight those up in the next couple of days and we'll put a video then. But in the meantime, we'll move to look at some of the unpainted stuff, completely unpainted stuff. So here we go. Right, so first up, what I'm working on at the moment, one of the things I'm working on at the moment, I'm sort of flitting around between different things as just to keep the variety, as they say. But yeah, these are French infantry for sharp practice. I say infantry. There's a bag with a gun there as well, and various compartments there with groups of 8 infantry in it, which I'm painting them up 8 at a time, because that's what a group is in sharp practice. So we've got some Fusiliers over this side, more Fusiliers in there, there's a gun there, and what we got there, we've got some officer figures. These are almost all Warlord Games, to be honest. And then in there, I think they're probably going to be some Grenadiers or Voltigeurs. In the sort of line marching stance. Then we've got some Voltigeurs which I've washed but yet to stick their heads on, in skirmish formations, a couple of mounted officers, and then some random characters, flag standard bearers, engineers, that kind of thing, drummers. So yeah, so that's the first thing, French Napoleonics, going to be for sharp practice. Next up, British for sharp practice. Then what you're going to find in there, these are all primed and stuck on their 2p pieces and bottle caps ready to go. I think you're going to find probably 3 groups of 8 sort of light infantry marching, 3 groups of 8. I've got the Hanoverians, yeah, Warlord Games again, and a few more sort of officers and characters on the end. So yeah, I've got a decent sized British force already, as I think I've said, but yeah, there's a few more to add to it when I get to them. So that's the next thing. These are in no particular order, by the way. So that's the next thing. Next up, Boroughs and Badgers. I think we've got about 13 figures there. Made a little bit of a start. Can I get that one in? I haven't finished it yet. It's got base colours and a wash on it. That's some sort of mole. Yeah. Magic, I can't remember what it's called now, Mole Fryer possibly. I was going to use it as a magic caster. Fantasy's not really my thing, but yeah, this game does look interesting. So yeah, that's in the list, that's in the pile to do. I've also got this box, again these are all primed and stuck on their bottle tops. Victrix ancient figures. I think at the end we've got some Spanish skirmishers, some Numidian spearmen, imitation legionaries, a dozen of those which I want to do up, and then some more Spanish infantry. I've got at the end of the day I've got a couple of units of these already, but they come in such big packs that I've got more to do. So yeah, that's for another day. I do keep dipping in and out of these. These are to sort of go with my Carthaginian army. So that's another thing on the pile. Right, these are Perry Miniatures metal this time. I called this video Bring Out Your Lead, but most of it's going to be plastic, to be honest. But yeah, I can't resist a good pun. Yeah, dismounted cavalry for the American Civil War. Played a few games of sharp practice in the American Civil War, and I wanted some more cavalry. I've got the horse figures, which are the mounted figures, which we'll come to later, but I wanted some dismounted as well. So that's those in here. Back to the ancient world again. We've got these are all primed and on their tops again. Carthaginian cavalry. They're Victrix Roman, early Imperial Roman cavalry. Try and get the light is terrible. Just giving you an overview really anyway, but you'll see them closer when I paint them. But yeah, they come with the sort of breastplates. There's a few like that in the Roman pack, and I've put Carthaginian heads on them, and arms. I'm going to use them as Carthaginian cavalry. So yeah, again, I'd quite like to get them near the top of the pile quite soon, to be honest, because I want to do those. But yeah, that's another thing. Yep, another box primed on their bottle tops again. Carthaginian citizen infantry this time, Victrix. These are not armoured at all, so they'd be sort of, let's say, citizen infantry. I'd class them probably as, if I was going to use them, I'd class them as raw, I think, in the game. I've got various other Carthaginian infantry which are much better armoured and would fit the sort of veteran or seasoned category much better, whereas these are just going to be raw, I think, if I ever use them. So yeah, another thing to do. I don't think they'd be too hard to paint. Just say no armour, just a cloak and their flesh, and you're just about done. So yep, that's one more thing to do. Just found this box as well. I was doing quite a bit of American War of Independence stuff at one stage. Got a decent sized British force together, but I want to do more. It's a group of militia, again primed on their bottle tops, and a couple of canoes. So yeah, and on we go. There's lots more, so this is very much a flyby. So now we're getting to stuff that I haven't primed and stuck on bottle tops yet. I did buy this set, the Black Powder Waterloo set. Most of them you've seen already, either painted up or they're or they're primed on their bases. But I have got, if I can get it open with one hand, I've still got the Chasseur cavalry that came in there left to do, and a pack of casualty figures that I bought. So that's another thing to do. Yeah, this is a proper box of doom, this one. I did envisage at one stage doing probably mass battle Napoleonics in 28mm, but I think I've moved away from that now, and it's going to be I'm playing sharp practice, and I think that's probably a better, more manageable way to go with this sort of scalar figure. But when I thought I was going to do mass battle, I bought some cavalry. So we've got British Union Brigade cavalry, we've got French Hussars, British Household Brigade cavalry, and French Line Lancers. I think that's the bottom of that box. Yeah, so there's those, and there's more. We've got ages to go yet. A few more French cavalry, Napoleonic Dragoons, and also some Old Guard Grenadiers from Victrix. I got those on eBay quite cheap, I think. I didn't particularly want Old Guard, but I saw them and thought, what the hell. Again, I can probably use them for get a couple of groups out there for sharp practice, and there's some officer figures in there I can probably convert as well to make some more characters. So yeah, should get plenty out of that box. So there's another one for you. Yeah, a couple of years ago I also bought the Perry's Battle in a Box American Civil War set. Who didn't? I think everyone's got one of these from what I can see. I have painted up, well, I put videos up previously, I've painted up quite a lot of these, to be fair, so I've got couple of good forces for sharp practice, both sides. But I did buy some extra boxes as I was going, so there's some more cavalry there, some more sprues infantry still. There's plenty more there. I've got enough for, say, both sides in sharp practice, but I'll come back to these at some point maybe and do some more, maybe one day when I've actually got to the bottom and done everything I want to do for myself. I might even sort of start selling some of this stuff on, or painting it up to sell it, who knows. But yeah, that's another box of shame. Another box set that got me in a moment of weakness. Liberty or Death, American War of Independence. I've done lots of videos because I've painted up most of the British now, but obviously there's a load of Continentals in there as well. And I did buy Perry's box of, I've done the British Perry's, that's just all my odds and sods in there, but I did buy up a Perry's Continental Infantry as well, so and all the Continental Infantry sprues in the box, so I've got a load of stuff there. Also got a packet of Indians, AW miniatures they are, I think, metal, so I bought those quite recently actually. They were doing a really good offer, I think it was over Easter, so yeah, get around to doing those one day. Another box, this time Gripping Beast ancient figures or Dark Age figures, depending on your point of view. I've got some Dark Age cavalry and some late Roman infantry. I used to play a bit of Dux Britanniarum. I've got a Pictish army which I think I did put up a showcase on ages ago now, but I wanted to do the sort of late Romans to go alongside to fight against them. So I've got these boxes, lovely figures, and one day I will get around to putting them together and painting them. The beauty of a skirmish game like that, I guess, is there's not so many figures, so it won't take so long, but it's just at what point does this lot get to the top of the pile. I've also got that in that box as well, English Civil War Firelock Storming Party. I might do an ECW one day. I picked these up free, I think, at a show, or yeah, I think I got them free with a rule book or something, I can't remember, but yeah, I didn't pay for them, I don't think. So again, another aspiration. I've still left them in their cellophane. I might even sell them, I have no idea at this stage, but they're in there anyway. So one day, yeah, we'll serve these for my ancient collection. I've done Carthaginians, so I wanted to do Republican Romans. So we've got one group of legionaries with chainmail, and the skirmishers as well. They'll do for my sort of Principes and Triarii at the second and third ranks. And then we've got the a box of legionaries with just the pectoral armour and the little, I don't know what you call those little plates on their chest. But yeah, I wouldn't particularly fancy that would give you a lot of protection. So yeah, some of them, they'll be the sort of Astarte in the first rank. Some more skirmishers in there as well. I've also got one bag of Roman cavalry, 2 bags of Roman cavalry, and also just mixed up a bit, a few Greek allied archers if I want them. They could fight with the Carthaginians as well, I think. So yeah, so there's still more to come. This is good news. I thought there was more to come actually, but this is actually the last of it really. So yeah, these are 15mm Austrian Napoleonics. I've got a fair size army, but I've got a few more to paint up as and when I get to it. As you can see, they're mostly Blue Moon figures. I've sort of bagged them all up into regiments or battalions, whatever it might be, depending on whether they're cavalry or infantry. Every now and again, I don't need any of these urgently because I've got enough for most games I want to play. But every now and again, I'll fancy doing some 15mm figures, so I'll pull out a bag and paint them. And at that rate, it'll probably be about 10 years before I finish them. But they're there whenever I want to turn to them. So and they're nice figures. So yeah. So that, I think, is a very quick, hopefully less than 15 minutes when I put all these videos together. We'll run through of my my lead pile. I've heard people refer to it as shelves of shame. I don't prefer to look at it as a pile of opportunity. But yeah, I guess that depends whether you're a glass half full or a glass half empty sort of person. But yeah, I hope this wasn't too painful to watch. As I say, it's awfully filmed. Camera flying around all over the place, stopping and starting. But it was the only way I could think to do it in the time allotted. But yeah, my name's Jim and I'm an alcoholic. Oh no, sorry, that's the wrong meeting. Yeah, sorry, I'm addicted to collecting these little things for some reason. So yeah, but we'll get on with them. We'll keep making progress, keep posting videos, and if everyone does the same, thanks for watching, subscribing, everything else. As I say, I hope I haven't put you off with this one, but we'll get back to more normal service later on. Probably at the end of the week when I get some more of these French finished. So take care, look after yourselves. Thanks very much.